history took place in this actual hall. For hundreds of years, the church had been reinforcing the stereotype of the sinful Eve, a woman as inferior and subordinate to men. But here in Poitiers, in France, there was one woman who thought this had gone on for long enough, at least as far as she was concerned. Her name was Eleanor. Eleanor of Aquitaine. Eleanor was a very feisty lady. She was beautiful, charismatic, and sexy. But she was also married to the King of France, who wasn't. He was, well, Eleanor herself put it like this. She said, "I thought I'd married a man, but I find I've married a monk." They were not a happy couple. Eleanor clearly wanted more sex than Louis was offering. She also wanted more power. And she realised that the two of them went together. She had a storming love affair with this chap who was then the Duke of Normandy. His name was Henry. She had her marriage to Louis annulled, on the grounds of incest, of course, and married him. The following year, Henry made himself King of England and Eleanor Queen. And this is the palace the two of them built here in Poitiers. In it, Eleanor established an entirely new kind of court. She called it the Court of Love. Eleanor was trying to turn the tide of Christian anti-feminism. In her court, women were not just the equal of men, women ruled. They became unattainable objects of adoration, desired, fought over, longed for, but always just out of reach. And this suited Eleanor down to the ground. You see, she enjoyed surrounding herself with handsome young knights who flirted with her, but at a safe distance. After all, she was a married woman, and her husband Henry was not a pussycat. But that was the point. The courtier lover was always wooing a married woman, a woman who was somebody else's property, sometimes even his own overlords. And in this way, the laws of courtly love challenged not just the church, but the feudal lordship itself. The language they spoke was descended from what the Romans spoke. It was the Romans' language, or Romance. And in the stories and poems that were recited in Eleanor's court, wars and heroic male battles with bad men and monsters were replaced with stories about love between men and women. It was the beginning of an entirely new kind of literature, and we still call it by the same name, romance. I swear to you on my faith, without you my joy is lost. When you are out of my sight, I pine away to death. Instead of repressing the power of sex, as the church sought to do, Eleanor's court of love tried to harness sex into a civilizing force. The all-male virtues of killing one another were to be rechanneled into acts of love. The old battle stories about King Arthur, for example, were rewritten as a romantic saga about the adulterous love between Lancelot and Guinevere. Of course, for noblemen, the favoured form of self-expression was still violent physical contact with each other. But now they did it for the sake of a lady. This was what transformed the tournament from a full-scale mock war into an elegant jousting contest. The object originally had been to take prisoners and ransom them, but now it was to win a lady's favour. One nobleman, Ulrich von Liechtenstein, undertook what he called